Hello, my name is Sirnate509, and today we'll be talking about the Flak Cannons. So, what are the Flak Cannons? Well, they shoot out scrap metal in order to damage the enemy ship. There are 4 types of Flak Cannons, which are the Flak Cannon Mark 1, the Superheated Flak, the Flak Cannon Mark 2, and the Superheated Flak Mark 2. So what are the advantages and disadvantages of the Flak Cannons? Well, the advantage is that they cannot miss, and they're very great shield openers, especially for the Mark II versions. But what are the disadvantages? Well, they damage at random subsystems, and they use scrap for resources. To keep in mind, each tier uses different amount of scrap, as the Mark I uses 2 scrap per shot, and the Mark II uses 4 scrap per shot.
Hi, my name is Draconic, and I'm going to be demonstrating the flak firing today. As we said in our advantages, the flak cannons make an excellent shield opener, which we'll demonstrate, but we can also demonstrate using other weapons like the thermal rail beam and basic rail beam to open up their shields to maximize the damage that these flak cannons can do. So let's start with opening their shields. We'll take our superheated flak Mark II and target it at any system. And as you can see there, it took out their shields and also did some collateral damage to a lot of their systems. We can also demonstrate using our thermal rail beam and basic rail beam to take out their shields. And with their shields down, we can use the full power of the Baffle Guards Flak Cannon and deal maximum damage.
So now that we've seen the Flak Cannons in action, what are the differences? Well, the enemy's Flak Cannons have no limits on how much they can fire, and their range of damage depends on which sector that you're currently in, and increases as you go on between sectors. Now I'll show you how to block an enemy's Flak Cannon's fire. So depending on which shot it is, it can either be kinetic or thermal. You'll start your blocks from right to left. So you can start from shield 4, 3, 2, and 1 in order to block their shots. It's not always guaranteed for you to block it, but at least give it a try, and sometimes you'll be able to block their 5 or 6 shots. Now there's a special type of flak cannon called the Baffle Guards Flak Cannon. This flak cannon uses no scrap when fired and damages from 4 to 10 at random subsystems, with an extra 1 damage to their subsystems and to their hull. So, what are the advantages and disadvantages of the Baffle Guards Flak Cannon? Well, the Baffle Guards Flak Cannon cannot miss, it has very high damage, and it uses no scrap when fired. Keep in mind that you at least need to have 1 scrap in order to fire the Baffle Guards Scrap Cannon, because the game will register that you have no scrap in order to fire a Flak Cannon, meaning that the Baffle Guards Flak Cannon cannot fire. So what are the disadvantages of the Baffle Guards Flak Cannon? Well, the damage of the Baffle Guards Flak Cannon is wide, meaning that the Baffle Guards Flak Cannon can be very underwhelming if they have their shields up, especially if the Flak Cannon decides to damage around from 4 to 6.
Overall, flak cannons are a good way of throwing money at your problems and embracing the true American spirit of capitalism. But remember to be on the lookout for a salvager to get more scrap to fire at these enemies.
Also, the Baffle Guards Flak Cannon is the best weapon of choice because of the damage, not being able to miss, and it costs no scrap, making this the most powerful weapon to find in the game. And thanks for watching, and we'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.
Come on.
Mother!
No!
Take the— Yes! The other one's there! Yes! 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 Please!
Answer, of course.
We get to use it! We get to use it! We're good! Yes! I never used one of them.
That's what I'm talking about, baby!
Alright. Point 1. Each tier uses different amount of scrap, with the Mark I using 2 scrap per shot, and the Mark II.
Anyways, I'm sorry, sir, but your free trial of life has expired.
Bubble. 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 Bubble.
Bubble.
Your voice is that yellow. That's good. I like that. Your voice is
Okay, that's good. We can also use weapons like the Thermal Railbeam Mark II to open up their shields so we can use the full damage of our Flak Cannons, as demonstrated here. Oh, I fired off the flak. Man, I just did. 1 health too. Well, we're gonna have to find another enemy.
Yeah. They're just fucking rich out there. They can shoot their load out. Depending on which shot it is, it could be either thermo. God damn it, Maine. I blame Maine for that one. Alright, wipe me off. Give me clean. Okay. Got no smiling. Alright. You can start from left to right. You start from shield 4, 3, 2, and 1 in order to block a 5 or 6 shot. It's not always guaranteed that you block it, but still give it a try. With some practice, you can probably block their Flak Cannon shots. What did I say? I said left to right? What?
So, this the song of sons and daughters, fight the heart of who we are, making peace to build a future, strong, united, working till we fall.
Yeah, you know, I'm just
I turned it off.
It's just kind of. I was enjoying it. I was stunned. Oh,
well.
yes, it did. Yeah, there
Fire.
you go. Woo! Murder! Okay, now we're doing this all.
It's fine. Oh my.